I just want to start by saying I like that you heard radio. So you were like, yeah, I don't have to be on camera.
I'm in the.
Not only are you on camera, but you get to hang out on our inflatable couches. And
You're welcome for the outfit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like you
weren't
fit the
gonna get
vibe,
the.
though.
You weren't gonna. If I knew this was on camera, I'd be wearing pants. But instead, you get the treat of my legs.
Yeah, but you also took off your shoes because you're respectful of my home out
This
here.
is your house.
Out here in the field. So I appreciate
It's
that.
cute what you guys did. I was looking at this. TV thinking it was a laminate, but it's truly they figured out how to turn it on.
No,
It has
is-
RCA cables in the back.
It is
Old
fully
school.
plugged in. It
It's good.
glitched out at one point today. That's the real deal.
That's good. This doesn't really feel like a real microphone, though.
I know, it doesn't. It is real, though. I promise. It's not
Okay.
just a prop.
Okay, it feels really light.
So Boys Like Girls is supporting the Jonas Brothers on tour soon.
We're doing that.
What do you have planned for that?
We're doing that. Man, when you get the opportunity to play for people you've never played, we're a band that's been around for a long time, and some people have heard, know our songs from back in the day on the radio, or they're really into it before that, or they just figured it out, or maybe, just maybe, there's some people that will be hearing it for the first time, and that would be a real treat. So you get 45 minutes to bring your best foot forward. We're probably going to play the songs people either came to hear or want to hear. Make it as you saw the show today. We kind of try to do as much as we can without talking. I want it to feel a little less like song, and a little more like an experience, like a little more like not like a DJ set, but every song sort of melodically goes into the next one. We'll probably do a version of that. And just, try to pack as many songs into that 45, 50 minutes as humanly possible.
And you toured a lot, so do you still have something that you do to prepare for a tour like that?
I do a lot. And I take it maybe even a little more seriously than I should. But I do a lot. I really love what I do. And I love playing shows I love my family and my friends, and then it's playing shows is second, I love it. I love that energy exchange, and it's what I always felt so safe and comfortable on stage for whatever reason. It was a true extension of myself. So maybe I starved for attention when I was a kid or whatever it was, but I love it. So I want to do my best. So with the Boys Like Girls music, with other music it's easier, but with Boys Like Girls music, I wrote all these songs when I was 18, and I wanted, it was back then it was this contest to see who could sing the highest.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm pushing the dreaded 4-0 and still trying to sing these songs that I was when my voice was changing, So what I usually do is I'm fasting all day when I play.
Oh.
So if I eat, today, last night, my last meal before the show today was at 6 p.m. last night. So we ate at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse at the Toronto airport.
So you made it count?
Made it count, had a ribeye. And then no water for an hour after I eat, and then I don't eat until the show other than bone broth. I'll do bone broth. And I also eat straight grass-fed butter. I'll eat the butter.
So what does that do?
It keeps the acid reflux. So when you eat a lot, it'll push it up, and then it'll make your vocal inflamed. Especially fucked up festival catering and stuff. It'll smoke you. So I'm doing that, and then I usually do about 20 miles to 25 miles on a road bike while singing. It's a fucking heavy load. And then I do 20 minutes of breath work.
So the biking while singing is to prepare
It's
you for
fasting, and then I
endurance?
bike while I sing. Yeah, it warms my voice up so I can go run around a leather jacket on stage.
Right.
And be able to support and hit the notes. What I do, if somebody paid money to see us play, I don't want to give them a half-assed version of what they know from the record. I want to be able to hit the notes.
Yeah.
And if what it takes is not eating for 24 hours to make sure there's no acid in my stomach that pushes up and inflames my cords, sitting on the earth and breathing so I have enough breath support and biking 20 miles while singing, I'll do it.
I could do the eating butter part, but I think
Straight stick, man.
I think that's weird.
Straight stick to the head. That's where I lose some people. They're like I'm just eating a stick of butter.
I get it.
You get the fat in without the substance, you know.
But you're still learning lessons on tour too. What happened with the steamer? Someone almost started a fire? What happened?
Yeah. Okay, I'm tracking what you're talking about. There was a social media post where we were talking about the secret.
And you said someone plugged it was the wrong type of plug.
You go overseas, man, and you're so jet lagged that like you forget that they have like 210 and
Yeah.
And it's the same shape. So you just stick it in there. I remember when we first went to Singapore. No, it's Jamil. I remember the first time we went to Singapore, like I like almost started a fire in the hotel because I plugged a hair straightener back when we were like flat ironing our hair in like 2008. And it smoked and fried it. Like it was like back in the day, like everybody had the Chi. Remember the Chi? You had a Chi. Remember the Chi? CHI did.
I don't think so.
It's like an entry-level CVS hair straightener that everybody had. But you know,
no, I was using like my family's clothing iron.
Whoa, get it.
At that time.
Yeah, the clothing iron.
So mine was much more dangerous than the Chi. I should have had the Chi. I should have had the Chi. I was using
and we were
my
cranking it like fully wet.
Straightening iron.
Sizzling that shit.
Two is Better Than One is one of my faves.
Thank you.
I cried so hard to that song.
Thank you. Did you cry today?
I did cry today. No joke, no.
You cried.
We've been doing interviews straight all day, and I could hear it, and my brain was going, "You can't do this right now."
Who were you interviewing?
You're talking.
Who were you interviewing when you cried during Two Has Been the One?
It was nonstop all day, so I don't remember. But also that's because you distracted me.
Who was she interviewing during our show? I want to know.
I like that you're
I want to know because I want to see. I want to go back and I want to watch it. I want to make sure her ass was crying.
You'll clock the moment that I'm trying to listen, and my brain is going to.
Somebody got engaged on stage today during Tuesday the one.
Really? And I missed it?
Some guy hit me up on Instagram, and he was like, "Can I engage to my girl during your show?" And I was like, "What song?" I'm like, I knew what he was gonna say. And I was like, I got you. So our TM brought him side stage, and like she thought it was for her 30th birthday.
With your Rise Against or Moneen, I think.
Either Rise Against or Moneen. Yeah. Who was first?
Rise Against.
Okay, so it was during Moneen. Okay, I'm gonna watch that interview. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure you were crying. Dude.
I hope you do. You're in for a treat.
All right, for a treat.
Okay, so someone got engaged. Continue. I want to hear the story about the engagement.
Oh no, they were. Yeah, so she thought it was their 30th birthday present. So they're side staged, and I was like, yeah, bring them closer. And so they're like rocking out. Like, I don't know these people, right? Like, I've met them on Instagram, right? Like the guy, I don't know the girl. And it came time, I saw him like sweating bullets, and I was like, come on, Chief, let's go, sport. Get down there, do your thing. It was cute. The crowd erupted. It was great. We didn't make a huge deal about it. I wanted it more be about their moment. Like I didn't stop the show. I just he did it, and we started the song, and it was super cute. It's good.
Well, that's nice.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
And you don't worry that the person's not going to say yes.
I had a thought. Okay, so I had a thought. Like it happened today, and I saw her mouth go like shut up. There's no way. Stop it. And I was like, I really hope. No, she was just like reacting, and then she started crying and whatever.
Okay, that's good. Because I mean, like, if they say no, do you change the song that you're singing? Like, do you have to just like?
No, send it.
You just keep going.
Send it.
And I remember
and I'll be like, she said
Faber
no,
Drive.
guys.
It was Faber Drive because it was Faber Drive because they were talking about how disappointed they were that they didn't get to watch you. And no, maybe it was.
I toured with Faber Drive. I toured with Faber Drive in Connecticut.
That was Faber Drive, right? Because we were chatting with them, and that's when it was. Because yes,
not Money. Okay, I'll watch that. I toured with Faber Drive in like late 2009 in Canada, and I think it was the absolute like apex of our rock stardom, and I was so high on drugs that I never watched their show one time. But I do like that band.
Well, they still love you because they were really. They said during the interview that they were sad that they weren't get to watch you. And I was
those
like,
sweet
I'm sorry,
boys.
do you want to go?
It's like with Faber and like Headley and like the Canada stuff. But it was like how you guys have that like really cold late February where everybody tours because there's nothing else to do but go see shows.
Yes.
It's really hard to tour during that month up here, man. It's because you can't You're just in the back of a dusty hockey arena.
Why did you have to make it the stereotypical hockey arena?
That's where it was.
You were like, I was at a hockey arena, covered
You're
in
in
maple
fucking
syrup.
Thunder Bay. You're like, where? I don't know where I am. I'm in Thunder Bay. I'm in some. I don't know what hockey team this is.
That's hilarious.
I love Canada. I just want to tour here in like May.
Yeah, I get that.
Or like September.
June, September. I feel like it's
June,
good.
September?
August is a little hot.
August hot everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. How do you feel about performing Great Escape now? Like, do you still love it?
Here's what I'd say about performing The Great Escape. I think it's important to recognize the horse that brought you. And so I think a lot of bands and artists will stop playing their biggest hit because they start to resent it.
Yes.
You know? And like, you know, we're not going to mention names or whatever, but I think that's bullshit. And I don't know, it's like I was talking about, like, I don't want this interview to be about like, look how much I do for the people who bought a ticket, right? Like, it's not, I love playing, right? Like, I love it. Like, it gives me like a lot of satisfaction and makes me feel strong as a man, and it rewards me. It's what I've always wanted to do as a kid and as an adult, and I missed it when I wasn't playing. Instead of not playing it, we started playing it twice.
I love that.
We're just like, we're gonna do the opposite thing. I remember there was like, you remember when Limp Bizkit put out the Significant Other record, and there was like a show, they got shut down in New York City, and they played Nookie twice on the rooftop and then got shut down. They played it back to back. Like, they didn't play any other songs. They didn't play their old hits. They just played their hit twice, right? I remember, you know what it was for me? What it was for me was, do you remember Baby Bash? Was that big in Canada?
I don't remember it, but what? No.
Remember Baby Bash? He had a song called Sugar Fly, and he had a song called
I remember
Cyclone in 2008.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So like the ages of like the jingle jams and the summer jams, like you're like going to pop radio with a song and you play all these, you know, fucking sort of corporate events, right? It's great because they're playing your song and everybody gets, but it's very mishmashed. You're playing with like, it's Boys Like Girls and like Fall Out Boy playing with like Rihanna and Justin Bieber, you know? And I remember we're playing acoustic at some arena because there's no budget for like to play full band, because it's like, you know, the modern payola is like the band will play for free, spin the record, whatever. So we're playing we're going to play like a 5-song set acoustic. Baby Bash comes out ahead of us. He's got like really 2 hits, and he's got a 3-song set, right? Comes out, 9 background dancers. They're all shaking these fucking towels, right? And they do Cyclone, front to back. Move your body like a cyclone. They go off stage. They come back on. Baby Bash comes out alone, sings Sugar Fly. Place goes crazy. Goes off stage, right? You think he's maybe done. No, he's not done. All the boys come back out stage. They're shaking it. Does Cyclone again. End of set. I'm standing side stage with my little acoustic getting ready to play, you know, fucking Hero, Heroin, and Thunder, or whatever we're going to play. And I'm like, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And it stuck with me to the point where now I'm like, no, you got to play it twice.
Yeah.
Play it 3 times, once acoustic in the middle. Play it.
Obsessed.
That's why they came. Give it to them.
Amazing. I love that perspective. Because again, like, I'll leave them nameless too, but I have had fans complain about their biggest songs and say they're not going to play them, and I think the same thing. I go, that's bullshit.
I've said this in an interview before, but it does feel like this. Okay, so I wrote The Great Escape when I was 18. I'm 39 now. So, okay, that's 21 years ago. So, like, when you're 18, right? Probably like a senior. What do you call it? Do you call it university or like high school? What do you call it? You're fucking high school? Whatever, high school.
Yeah.
So, you're a senior in high school, and you have like a paper to write for English class, okay? So like imagine getting up on the main stage, the All Your Friends Festival, and you're like holding that, like, and everybody's going fucking crazy, and you gotta read that paper front to back, and you're like, why are you guys going crazy? So I don't want to read this paper anymore. I was 18, you know, but I didn't write it, man. Like, I didn't write it like they did, dude. Like, I didn't write, it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's not even I don't remember writing it. It's not about me anymore. I'm just the vehicle, and it's okay. But it fed my family.
Yeah.
I like the house I live in. I paved the street, dude. Play it twice.
And what else are you working on?
Dude, we're doing a new record. It's great. Really fun, man. You know, we like wiped the dust off the business, like after, like, you know, I was making music for other people and everybody was doing different stuff, and, you know, it felt good to play. So it was like, let's just keep the run going. So we started making new music obviously in like 21, 22, put out a record in 23, and started kind of like putting together the pieces for another record right away. It was good. I think we're gonna put a bow on it after we do this Jonas run, which will be cool. We'll be back here in a couple weeks, and we'll see how it goes. We have we have plans of how the next 2 years is going to look, and it's intensive for the band. But I want to shut it down and really make sure it's the best record we can possibly make.
Amazing. And the question I've been asking everybody: what posters did you have on your wall when you were a kid? So you're kicking back on your inflatable furniture. Who was on your wall?
So when I had one of those rooms that you see in 90s collages, the posters that are all you don't see
no wall left. Yeah.
But it was all ski stuff. I was really avid skier.
Interesting.
So in 2000, my AOL Instant Messenger screen name was Twin Tip Skier, because they came out with Solomon came out with a ski called the 1080. There was not the little ones that were around for a little while, but there was a long ski. It had a turned up tail so you could land tricks backwards, and it sort of changed the ski industry. And I got really into freestyle skiing and urban freestyle skiing, where you'd build a little jump and do a rail or whatever. And I grew up in northern Massachusetts and in Maine, and I was pretty keen to go pro. I really wanted to be a professional free, but I started a little late, and music was really important to me, and I had to make the choice between going to ski school and skiing every day, skiing 125 days a year, or doing music, and I picked music.
Okay, and
but it was ski shit
you're
everywhere.
Okay with that decision now?
It was whoever the big skiers were, Seth Morrison and Glenn Plake and whatever, all on my ceiling.
And who was your first celebrity crush? Was it also a skier?
No. I mean, I was born in '85, man. So it was when record stores had posters that you could go through. I don't know that I had a celebrity crush, but I know that in the 90s, if you were at Newberry Comics or Tower Records, right, and you were going through the posters, who would have been the hot chick with the big boobies that would have been on the posters?
I feel like there's probably a lot of people that fit that description.
Anyone that Charlie's Angels cast.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels cast?
Pamela Anderson?
Yeah. It was Pam Anderson, but it was a little more girl next door. I can see her face in my head, but I forget her name. I don't know that I really.
Alicia Cuthbert?
I was gonna try to drop a cool '90s name, but are you gonna chat GPT it?
No, this is not that.
Oh, okay.
This is very much a drawing board that has no technology.
I thought you had a pound. Okay, I can do a drawing board. So
I'm just going to assume it's Kelly Kapowski.
I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away, and I'm gonna remember her name. It was it was like a model. It was I guess and then it became Maxim. Was the sort of, and then it but it was before. I was too young for Penthouse or Playboy or something like that, and I was I didn't really watch a lot of movies. I don't know. I don't really have a.
Well, we've been having everyone ask questions to the next person all day. So Under Oath wrote you a message.
Perfect.
And they said, ask Martin why he's so good at songwriting and why he's so good looking. That was their question for you.
That's sweet.
If you can read that, that's what they wrote.
Sweet. That's sweet.
So that you have to answer the question.
I love them, man. They're on right now, and I'm like Faber, dude.
Everyone's
Faber.
sad to be talking to me.
Why don't we just fucking go over there, man? And we'll sit side stage. You bring all the shit. You bring the inflatable couches, and we'll watch Under Oath.
Look, you could go watch Under Oath, but you have to answer why you're so good at songwriting. They want to know.
They just dropped the hit right then, dude. I've been trying to pay attention. That's why I forgot the name of my '90s crush. Can see the poster. My mom would let me buy it. It's one of those bikinis that's only covering up the nip. I can't answer that shit.
Okay, that's fine.
It's really sweet though. I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate the compliment. I mean, I haven't drank in a really long time, and that usually keeps the wrinkles away.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us.